Welcome. We're going to wait a few minutes. This is my first time doing a live stream here on YouTube, so I'm a little bit new to it because I scheduled one. Let me get a little comfortable in my chair. I scheduled one yesterday. It was supposed to start today, so I was hoping that some people would come. So far I don't see anybody here, but we'll wait a few minutes and then we will begin. So in case few people come, I could even use this time when we're waiting to explain what we're going to do is an introduction, pop-up meditation class just popped up. It wasn't scheduled. And during this class, I'm going to go over theory of meditation, how it works, what we're trying to do. And then another section will be on the method. I will describe the method, and in this discussion, it will also be a practical chance to meditate. So welcome to my first person who came on the stream here. So in case you missed what I just started talking about, is that what we're going to do today. So we're going to have explanation about how meditation works, the theory of it, shortly. It's not going to be a long one. And then we're going to do the practice of it with the demonstration, and we're going to do it together. And then the last part will be on tips on how you can set up your own practice of meditation at home, and what are the things that will help you to become established in your meditation practice. So these are the three things that we want to try to work on today. Now we'll wait one more minute, because that's when I said we'd start at 6 o'clock Chicago time, or Central time, Central Daylight Time. It's soon going to be the Central Standard Time. The clocks will change on Sunday. That's all. And also, if you want to say something in the chat, if you have any questions, at least for those who are going to be watching it when it's live, if you have any questions, then please just use the chat, and I will do my best to tailor the discussion and the practice and everything for you. Okay, so it's 6 o'clock, and I'm going to begin. And if nobody's here on the live, then they will get a chance in the recording, which will go up on YouTube. Unless it's terribly bad recording, then I won't keep it there. But I think it'll be okay. So basically, what we're going to do today is look at meditation and to see whether it is possible for you to do it, and if you're going to do it, how to do it, and why to do it, and then we will work on the practice of it. So first thing is that what we're trying to do with meditation. So you might have seen many people that close their eyes. So what's going on there? So the common understanding, I think, that most people have is that when you close your eyes, you are trying to make your mind blank. Isn't that an idea that people have? Yeah, I have no thought, get no thoughts in the mind. Because it's partly true, is that people want to lose the things which are holding them back, and get rid of the worries and the cares and so many things. That's why people start meditation in the first place. Is we want to get peace. But does it mean that there's no thoughts in the mind? And is that possible? So I'll say at the outset that it's not possible. It's not possible to arrive at a mind, that's completely blank. That is not an option for us. So then what's we going to do? We have to think of something. So what should we think about? What should we think about? This is the key to it. So in regard to this, there are two approaches that I want to take. One is that there is a psychological principle at work. And that principle is, as you think, so you become. As you think, so you become. Very important concept. So suppose someone comes up to you and says, you're a jerk. Then you feel, or you're stupid. Yeah, that could even happen. You're in school, and you go 3 + 3 = 5. Your teacher loses patience and says, oh, you're stupid. So then you go home and you start to say, oh, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. So so what happened was the teacher gave you what we call an outer suggestion. And you went home and you applied an auto-suggestion and you started to think, oh, I'm stupid, I'm stupid, I'm stupid. What is the result of a constantly repeated auto-suggestion? The result is, that's when this principle works. As we think, so we become like that. If someone says, you can't do it, and then you think, I can't do it, I can't, then you won't be able to do it. Because if you think, that if you don't have confidence in your ability in the first place, even though you may have the ability, you're never going to utilize that ability. So auto-suggestion is very, very important. It's very important. First of all, you should have good auto-suggestion. You should have a good environment. So I give it this incident from my childhood. I had what one of my grandmothers used to say. She would look at me and she said, oh, he's a very smart boy. I don't know, how could they know, 4-year-old, 5-year-old? But that's what she would say. And then maybe it rubbed off on me, so I would think that, and I didn't. When time came to go to school and everything, I did well. So if people tell you you have capacity, then you will do something with that capacity. So that's important. As you think, so you become. So Larissa is here. She's from Portugal, I think. Well, either Brazil or Portugal. I always get mixed up. There are similarities, they have the same language. So anyway, we're doing the pop-up meditation class. To recapitulate, today I'm going to give the, I can't talk right now because I'm really I'm explaining what is meditation now. So, well, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. So today I'm going to explain the theory behind meditation, a little bit of the practice of meditation, and then we're going to do some meditation, and then after that, I'm going to give some tips on how to meditate. So about the theory, I'm recapitulating. The theory, it depends on 1 or 2 important points. The first important point is, as you think, so you become. And if you have positive thoughts that you are generating inside auto-suggestion, you say, I can do it, I can do it. If you have these positive thoughts, you will be able to do it. But if you have negative thoughts, because people said you were stupid, and then you start to say, I'm stupid, and then you say, I can't do it, I can't do it. So if you feel like that, you're never going to be able to do it. So this is very important point. As you think, so you become. So you have to be careful what you're telling yourself. You have to watch your thoughts. What are you saying to yourself? Because we sometimes say we're defeating ourselves just by our thinking. We haven't even got out on the field of action yet, and we're already defeating ourselves. So don't make that mistake. So as you think, so you become. So important point here Why it applies to meditation is during meditation, it's impossible to think of nothing. I told you that because the mind is a mad monkey stung by a scorpion. That's how one yogi explained it one time. And what that means is it always is searching for another object to think about. So you're thinking about, oh, we're going to go to the movies, and go to the movies, you watch them, then you go out, then we'll think, oh, we're going to go here, we're going to go here. And the mind is always going, we're moving. We can't stop. So it's going to think of something. So if it's going to think of something, better to think of something positive. So that's the first step in meditation, that we should think of something positive. 1.1. Now, second thing is, well, what is that most positive thing? What is that positive thing that we want to focus on in the meditation with a positive thought, maybe a direction, a goal? So if the goal is not to go, the goal is not going to be to go to the movies at 9 o'clock. It's something else. What is that goal? What is that our direction? What is that positive thing that we want? So here comes a little bit of philosophy, but I'm going to apply it in a very personal way. So each one of us, I think, we can say, I exist. I exist. I think that's true. And then, so that's, we have a mind. And I think one philosopher said, I think, therefore I am. So that's our thinking mind. It's the ego. The ego is saying, yeah, I'm here. I'm here. But then we have something else. So I exist. But then we say, there's another sentence that comes, and it's a very interesting one. We can say, I know I exist. I know I exist. I know I exist. What's that? So here, what the yogis say, the philosophers say, that is something else. That is not the mind. The mind is saying, I exist. That's the mind of I think, therefore I am. That's the thinking mind. But the I know I exist is not the mind. It's the witness of the mind. It's not the ego. It is going up and it's going down. It's because the mind is tied to your ego. So like I said, the ego goes up and down. If someone says you're, they say, YouTube says my connection is unstable. Well, anyway, they're trying to reconnect. But I hope that the continuity is going on right now. Okay, so if someone says you're wonderful and you go up, someone says, oh, you're terrible, you go down, you go up, you go down. And life is like that. It's going up and down, up. The ego is taking it's like a punching bag, I sometimes say. It's being punched here, it's being punched there. That's why people want to think of nothing, because we don't want to stay in that kind of mind. So that's where the meditation comes in handy, because now we know there's something else outside the mind, the witness of the mind, that place that witnesses the mind. And the yogis say that witnessing place is a peaceful place. It doesn't get up, it doesn't go up, it doesn't go down, it doesn't go up, it doesn't. It's always in peace. It's always in bliss. It's the source of the being. It's the source of our being. So this is the place that we want to go to. So that's the direction. So when we meditate, we want to go to that place of peace, and that place it's filled also with love and bliss. So now in philosophical parlance, we can say it's consciousness, pure consciousness. But in religious parlance, that's the soul. That's the soul. The yogis also call it the Atman. So that Atman, and that is really the permanent place of peace. And we should try to reach that. And that's what meditation is all about, is to reach that. And the way to reach that is through positive thought, because in that positive thought, we're going to be thinking, what is my nature? So now, I was telling the example, Vivek Kumar from India is here. So anyway, I'm continuing with the thing, but after, when I finish the thing, we'll have a chance for back and forth dialogue. So, but thank you for coming. So anyway, when you meditate, we want to go to that place of peace, and instead of just being stuck in this up and down of the ego. That's what we want to do now. So that was, now the question comes, how are we going to do it? What thoughts are we going to introduce? Thoughts. So what we need is some thought which will bring us to our goal of peace. So that's what we want to do. And that's possible. You know it's possible to limit the thoughts. Like if you're studying for an exam, although it's not completely possible, you know you have to keep yourself in the book, and you have to try to, when you're in this classroom, you have to try to understand what is being told to you. So in that situation, so that's what we want to do in meditation. We want to, instead of thinking of everything, we want to think of one thing or two things or three things, but some things which are going to move us towards our direction. So, and those thoughts will have to be positive. They will have to identify us with something good. So like I was saying, when I was young, they said, oh, you're a smart boy. But that's not what I'm going to meditate with, that I'm a great intellectual. Even though you may be a great intellectual, don't think about that. It's a good quality, no doubt, but that's not your highest quality. What is your highest quality? Your highest quality is to think about your real nature. Who am I? That was one kind of meditation that one yogi once prescribed as Ramana Maharishi. He said, just sit there and think, who am I? Who am I? But the question comes, you might could do that forever, so you should know who you are. So who are you? Who are you? You are that ocean of peace. You are the reservoir of bliss that exists in that Atman, that soul. That unit soul is like the drop of water, and it's the same quality as the ocean. And so we want to be like that ocean, but we have to go to first to the experience that drops. How are we going to do it? So instead of just sitting there and saying, who am I, who am I, who am I? Okay, you may find the answer. The yogis move a little bit faster in this regard, and that's where they introduce mantra. So what is a mantra? A mantra is, by definition, it's a word which can liberate the mind. Man means the mind, and tra is a root for liberation. Mantra is the word or words that liberate the mind. So this is what we need. We need, if we're going to think of something, we need some way to do it. So the way to do it, the yogis discovered that there are certain sounds that do it, and these sounds, if they're giving a meaning, then they will help the mind in its thinking process, which will take it beyond the normal consciousness to something higher. But this is the theory of mantra. And then the practice of mantra is to either chant it, like you heard the Hare Krishna. I'll tell you a little story about that a little bit later at the end, how that came about. So that mantra is there. And I'm going to use a different mantra. I'll introduce it shortly. And so this chanting is very good. It gets your mind higher and higher and higher and higher. But after the chanting, you need some silence. And in that silence, what are you going to do? You're going to repeat the mantra. Just repeat it, but not like a parrot, which I once taught a parrot how to do this. In Jordan in 2005, I sang the mantra, and the parrot was dancing in the cage. You know? But the parrot may be still dancing, but if the parrot doesn't understand the meaning of the mantra, then nothing is going to happen. So while you're singing or any both, your mind has to understand the meaning of what you're saying. And that meaning is important. And so while you do that, and you're singing it or saying it inside with the meaning, if your mind wanders, you bring it back. If it wanders, you bring it back. That's all. Wanders, bring it back. That's the process. So that's meditation. So sometimes people wonder, was I meditating? If you tried, even if you tried once to bring it back, then you were meditating. So this is mantra meditation. So it's based on positive thought, a positive thought which will bring you in a positive direction towards your real you. Because that real you is more than your intellect. It's more than, okay, you got a diploma and you but when you get older, your diploma is you're not gonna remember those things. You're very beautiful, you won the beauty contest, but your beauty is going to fade when you get old. That's not the permanent treasure that you have. So the meditation is to connect you with your permanent treasure. And the permanent treasure is that consciousness at the source of your being, which is witnessing the mind and which is not being going up, not being going down, always in peace. So this is what we want to do in meditation. We want to start the practice. It's no doubt it's a long one. It's not going to be done in 5 minutes. We're going to do a 5-minute meditation soon, but we're going to bring it closer there. So that's the thing. And during meditation, we'll set some time, and then that comes in the third part. I'm going to give the tips on how to do a practical class. So now we're ready for the demonstration part. I think if they let me write here, I'm going to write something in the chat, write the mantra. I had another screen set up with everything on it, and I wasn't able to use it for some reason. Because the stream key is not working. So for those who are versed in that. Okay, I'm sending it. Okay. Baba Nam Kevalam. That's the mantra. That's what we're going to sing. And what it is, Kevalam means only. Nam means the name. And Baba means the most beloved, what you love the most. Here, the best way to think about it, it refers to that the real treasure that you have. That's the most beloved, that treasure of love and bliss and peace, which is your real jewel, which is not corruptible by age or by any temporal kind of thing. That's the real treasure. So we're going to think only this love, only this love, only this bliss, only this peace. That is what the thought is. And if the mind wanders, you bring it back. The mind wanders and you bring it back. Okay, so now we're I have my guitar over here. I'm gonna sing it, and I want you, if you can, you're not gonna be disturbing anyone, sing along with me, because it helps actually. I'll explain why at the end, but singing helps you. It's like a 3-stage rocket. The first stage is the singing, and then the second stage is the silent meditation. And then the third stage is when you're into the orbit of bliss. So this is what we want. So you want to use the first stage, definitely. And the first stage is hard, and you have to go through the stratosphere and the atmosphere, and there's a lot of resistance. So to break that resistance, that's what the chanting is all about. And you find that in all spiritual traditions, music plays its part. So I have my guitar here. This is not a concert, even though I have a fancy microphone here. Actually, I think I'm using the built-in mic of the computer. So don't expect high fidelity today. Okay, so we're going to do the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam. Having a little bit trouble on my stream. It's a little bit some fuzziness was here, so it's not high fidelity. Don't worry about it, but it's high ideas, if not high fidelity. So here it goes. Baba Nam Kevalam, 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 Baba Nam Kevalam. Okay, so now I want you to sit up in your chair, or well, if you're on the floor, sit up, but sit up straight and relax a little bit. And we're going to have a moment of silence. I'm going to do something which I want you to do sometimes, is that you will check your time um, with a timer. So right now you should be getting started in the process of sitting up, and we're just going to do a few minutes of meditation. But sit up straight. So sit up straight, close your eyes, and if you can, remember that song, Baba Nam Kevalam, and remember the meaning. Only that love, only that beloved, only my most precious jewel, my precious treasure, only that precious thing. And just think of that. If your mind wanders, you bring it back. If it wanders, you bring it back. That's all you have to do. There's nothing more. We teach this to 4-year-olds, so I think you can do it too. So let's do it. Baba Nam Kevalam. Okay, you're still here. So that's meditation. That will bring us to the end of it. So we were there for around 6 minutes. It's possible. You can do it. So that's all it is. Think of something good, the mantra, and then if your mind wanders, just come back. And I had some extra thoughts. I had one thought. It's very interesting. I think if you've seen the Lord of the Rings movie, so there's one character, Gollum, he's kind of like a kind of deformed creature, and he had a penchant for this golden ring. He used to call it my precious, my precious. So we want something precious, but it's not a gold ring, it's not a diamond, but it's that blissful consciousness. That's our precious, and we should go for that, but not something material. So now's the time. We'll have more discussion now, because you can ask questions if you have any questions. If you're still here, Larissa, you can talk, and Vivek or anyone else who's here. I see 2 people are here according to my stats. I don't know how the YouTube stats are. So in any case, that's all meditation is. Now the question comes, how to practice it. The practice of it is to do it regularly, twice a day. And you can start with this Baba Nam Kevalam mantra. It's very powerful. I know people who have done it for a year and a half, and like that, just with that, without any further instruction. So the way to practice is to sing it if you can, or listen to it. You can go online on YouTube and you type in Baba Nam Kevalam in the search bar, and you're going to find a lot of recorded kirtan. This is called kirtan, singing the name of God, the holy name, is also called kirtan. So this kind of Baba Nam Kevalam kirtan is online, and you can listen to it. So you can listen to it, and then you have to sing. If you can sing along with it, it's wonderful. And then meditate and set your timer like we just did here. And then set a timer. And I suggest that you do 2 times a day. If you can do morning and evening, and you set aside some time, and you say, this time is my time for meditation. And don't interrupt it with any petty thing. You have children, the kids say, oh no, they let them know this is your time. You have some time. Or you have any friends or anyone, this is your time. So set your time, be strict with it. And if you can do that 2 times a day, you're in, even if it's not wrong, but if you can get into that habit. So that is the practice of meditation. So that is some of the things. And then there are other more tips. I'm going to give you one of the simplest tip of all that works. So when you enter into any formal meeting, there's a certain protocol depending on the kind of meeting that you're going to go to. So if you're going to, in Japan, you might have to go bow, because that's what they do in Japan. You have to do it. But you come in the West and you're in a business meeting, you have to put out your hand, big strong Texan, and make a grip, grip the guy's arm off, but the handshake. But the yogis have a different greeting, because when we come into the meditation, we're greeting someone. We're entering into a relation with what? With who? With that supreme consciousness, with that consciousness. So the protocol here is we use this greeting. So we go like this and like this. So when you start your meditation like this and this, you've entered the protocol, and you're in the mood, you're in the right frame. And when you end it also like this. And this little gesture called Namaskar Mudra, if you do this before your meditation, it will help you. I guarantee that. Just a very little thing. There are other points too. If you do your thing on empty stomach, you get a better result. If you're clean, you get a better result. And if you're cool, if you take a very hot bath, you won't meditate well, because it just doesn't work. The blood is like kind of on the surface, So we want it to go more inside. So you need like a cooler. You can start off warm, go to cooler. That would be better. But if it gets too warm, you won't get the same benefit. Although being clean is really helpful, but clean and cool, empty stomach. So the body and mind go together very well. If the body is not feeling well, it's harder to meditate. So these are the points to begin. And then your regularity. So your regularity of time, regularity of place even. You should choose a certain place in your house where you meditate, your meditation corner. And if you meditate in a certain place, you put some flowers there, make it nice, make it a place that you would want to be in. So your place, your time is fixed, and your method. Don't try millions of methods. Like I say now, I'm telling you one method here. Use the Baba Nam Kevalam mantra, chant it, try to think of it, sit in silence, and that's your method. So use that method. And that is, so that's my idea. So if you have any questions, you can answer. You can ask them. I'll do my best to answer them. And I didn't explain. Also, I'll explain a little bit more about me. I'm a teacher of yoga and meditation, trained by Indian monks from the mission of Ananda Marga. The guru is Sri Sri Anandamurti. And you can find out more about me on my website, daraveda.com, or on this YouTube channel. I have many videos, so you can, on this channel itself, there's a lot of information about meditation. And I'm a musician too. I stream on a place called sessionslive.com, and I'm Daraveda. My handle there is Daraveda596. A little bit awkward, but soon I will have a search function. So I stream music, and I record music, I write music, and some of that is on my YouTube channel, which you're already on, so you can look about that. So that's me, that's who I am. So that will do it. So the question is, do you want me to come on every Thursday and do this? Let me know. So if you're still here, if anyone is here in the chat and you want to say hello or anything, I welcome your input. If not, then we'll just close it out. But let's have a minute or two. If you have any questions about what we did, were you able to meditate for that 6 minutes at 5 minutes? I'd be interested to know. So I'm sorry I closed off the discussion in the beginning because I wanted to go through my whole routine, you could say. So it's a kind of a routine about how I'm going to make sure about meditation. But that's all it is. So, and I won't force you to say anything. So if that's all, I'm going to finish with one more important thing. So, in these days of COVID and pandemic, it's not hygienic. It never is actually to shake your hands with somebody. Hugging is really not in the option either. So the yoga greeting, or the yogic greeting, or the greeting of the yogis is really wonderful. And that's called namaskar or namaste, because you bring your hands to your head and to your heart. And what that means is I salute you with all the divine songs of my mind and all the love and cordiality of my heart. And not only that I salute you, I'm saluting not the bag of skin and bones that you are, but something beyond that, the real you, the internal essence of what you are. And from my internal essence to your internal essence, I bid you that salutations. So that's what I'm going to end it now. And depending on the feedback of this video and other factors, I will be on again for classes on meditation. But if you have any questions, you can use even after the stream is recorded, you can put on questions in the comments and I will address them in future videos. So thank you all for standing here and listening and perhaps even practicing with me. And I appreciate that. And I'll catch you again at another time. Namaskar, and see you again.